So, what do we have here? 6 buttonholes. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Emma, and in this series, I take you through with me as I learn how to sew from the internet. I started sewing about 11 months ago, and I started off with my tried and true Brother home sewing machine. Recently, another one of my mom's friend found out that I was sewing, and so she offered her own machine so that I could borrow it. Does my original machine work well? Yeah, completely fine. But the reason I said yes to this machine is because it is a computerized machine, while my original one is a mechanical machine. The reason I started off with a mechanical machine is 1, it's just more affordable, and 2, it's kind of like with driving. If you start off with like a stick shift and learn how to navigate it, you can go and drive an automatic car and be completely fine and know how to drive both types of cars. But if you start off learning how to drive from an automatic car and then go to stick shift, I feel like it's just harder of a transition, if you will. Likewise, with these sewing machines, I decided to start up with a mechanical one just so that I can understand how the machine works, how to change all the settings and dials manually, and then try the computerized one afterwards so that I don't get spoiled from the get-go. To start with this machine, I didn't want to just sew like on scrap fabric. I wanted to have like an actual project so that I can use like different settings, see the workflow of a project. I actually made this shirt that I'm wearing right now. This garment has a total of 5 different pieces, and it's so quick to throw together. You can go from cutting the pattern to finishing the garment in just a couple hours, I would say, if you're just starting out. There were points in the sewing process where the fabric got jammed inside of this stitch plate. I had to take the entire plate out. And lo and behold, there was so much dust and gunk beneath this plate, and it just made me curious as to how much dust I have collected in my original machine after like a year of not having looked inside that plate at all. Moment of truth. Oh. I've been a terrible sewing machine owner. Anyways, I would say that this is a friendly reminder to look inside your stitch plate every once in a while if you can, just so that your machine functions optimally, because you don't want to put on any extra burden on your machine, right? I remember when I got my first sewing machine last year, it came with a lot of different sewing feet, and I was really overwhelmed as to what the functions of those feet were and why there were so many of them. But slowly over the course of the year, I learned to use them one by one, and at this point I've actually been able to use all of them. So I want to take you guys through what the different feet do, essentially. Let's start with threading the needle. With my mechanical machine, I just have to do all the steps here and a little bit of finagling near the end, but I usually get my thread through every single time. Whereas with this computerized machine, although it has some extra steps that's supposed to help you thread the needle by itself, I find that it's kind of a hit or miss. I don't get it every single time, which means sometimes I end up just threading it by hand. So there are a couple dials here on the mechanical machines that you have to adjust yourself. This one here is the thread tension, which is how taut or loose your thread is. This one is the positioning of the needle. SS is for stretch stitches, which is when you work with stretchy material. Otherwise, these are your different stitch lengths, or how far apart each of your stitch is. Everything I press will come with predetermined settings like so. And I don't really have to do too much in terms of changing the stitch length or how far the zigzag is from each other. You can see the dials changing as you choose different options and whatnot. I can program it so that it automatically does a little back stitch at the end of every stop, and also program it to cut the thread as you stop sewing, but I feel like this is a little bit finicky, so I usually have that turned off. This back stitch, sure, sometimes, but usually I like to have my needle in the fabric like this. This is the J foot or standard foot for straight stitches. My mechanical machine comes with a foot pedal, whereas for the computerized machine, there is an option to use the pedal or disengage it. And you just press this green button here to start the sewing. I haven't quite decided which one I like better because my foot still reaches out in search of a pedal. Okay, and if I want to cut, does it cut? Kind of, one thread, 1:2 ratio. There you go. Both machines come with an overlocking foot to help you serge the raw edges, and they pretty much work in the same way. Perfect overlock stitch. Both machines also come with a buttonhole foot, and for the mechanical machine, you have to set up the dials by yourself. So that includes the 3 dials up top, as well as this dial in the back here. But for the computerized machine, all you have to do is sit back, relax, and let the machine work its magic. I'd say the computerized machine is a clear winner for this one. That was single-handedly the most enjoyable buttonhole sewing experience of my entire life. 6 buttonholes, so effortless. I think I may have just fallen in love. This is where they get you hooked, I'm telling you. Both machines come with a button foot, and while they look a little bit different, they basically operate in the exact same way. All you have to remember is to use a zigzag stitch with the stitch length turned to 0 so that your stitches stay in the same place and the feed dogs don't move your fabric along. Both machines come with a blind hem foot. Think hemming dress pants and trouser legs, where you don't want the stitches to be visible on the right side of the fabric. So let's say this is the hem of your fabric and you've already serged the edges. This is going to go in, and then this flips like this to reveal just a tiny little bit, 1/4 of an inch maybe, of your overlocked edge. And this is what you're going to feed into your machine. It has taken a little bit of the fabric from the other side. So from the back, there are little bits of thread poking through like this. It's barely noticeable. Sometimes I also use this blind hem foot to sew a rolled hem. The mechanical machine helps you build up the skill and understanding to program the stitches correctly, whereas the computerized machine helps you create very evenly placed stitches with minimal thread showing the whole entire time. Yeah, no, that beats any type of blind hemming I've ever done before. Be on the zipper like this. You want the edge of this to line up with the edge of your zipper so that there's both nothing on this side and everything is on this side of the presser foot, right? So this lines up with the zipper teeth. So you're gonna clamp down there. If you want your stitch closer to the zipper itself, you can always adjust the needle like so. I clearly still need to work on my zipper sewing, but as you can see, this is how you would use this presser foot to help you align your stitch to your zipper. This is for when you want to disengage these feed dogs. Under here, you would use this plate. This one is for embroidery because it has a see-through section right here and it's large, so it can like skip over really thick embroidery patches. It says that you use the end foot. Let's try another embroidery pattern. J foot. And so just go with what it asks. Just another embroidery foot, J foot. So embroidery with an A foot, which is the buttonhole foot. This one's giving Spider-Man vibes. One thing that I'm not using on both machines are these like embroidery functions. If you have any suggestions or any projects that you've used these embroidery stitches before, please let me know in the comments down below. Or maybe that would be a question for me to go figure out and show you guys in another video. I know that this video is supposed to be about this computerized machine, but I am also in love with how easy the shirt was to make. I did alter the pattern a little bit to account for my shoulders. I have a wide back and shoulders from rock climbing. I really like the way it fits. I think after filming this, I might actually just go and get more fabric. Maybe sew a bunch of shirts like this, like a long sleeve, quarter sleeve, mock neck, no neck, turtleneck. It's highly customizable. I definitely want to get a red one because Lunar New Year is coming up. It's the new year that we celebrate in Vietnam, and I would love to have a red top because red symbolizes prosperity and abundance and all that good stuff. And you guys will probably see that shirt in my next vlog of the Lunar New Year. Look how cute, by the way. This is Mr. Ninja Turtle. Mr. Ninja Turtle is not my creation, it's my mom's creation, and he will be going to a new home this weekend, so I just wanted him to have a little cameo before he leaves our house. Look how cute! Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this video was useful, and hopefully you're not as confused with all the sewing feet that comes with your sewing machine, because they really are useful. You guys have a great week, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!